So we're now on episode 10, which is cool because we haven't died yet and we're kind of still alive. Couple of things happened between episodes. The mining productivity ticked along nicely. We're making inserters in the mall. We took some of the efficiency modules and put them over here, and these guys still need ammo, but it's fine. Yeah. So mining productivity's done. Things I decided I realized I needed next. Like, I want the speed modules. I will need landfill. Circuit network I will also need once I start defending and stuff. But I think it's actually going to be defend robots. I think... Yeah, because the long-term plan for defending this, which is, kind of a vital position with a lot of bad stuff happening around it, and some medium biters turning up, is like, this is getting rail back to the base anyway, because that's like dragging another of these belts is not a thing we're going to do. Rail is just the way forwards. We also need to connect this to the base anyway, because we need a lot more petrochem than this hilarious small thing, and 2.1, sure, that's a defensive stash. And I think the rail line is gonna go here and then into the base here, so that I can leave these forests alone and they can do their tree absorption stuff. But then the defensive plan for this guy, which is what we started off talking about, is having another train that brings oil down and doing flamethrower stuff. And we actually have... Yeah, we don't, because I got them in my inventory. I've got like enough rail now. Other things that happened in between episodes is, like, I put a lot more steel production down now because we're now using all of that ore. Like, these guys also went down, but I don't really have anything to do with those yet. Fitting circuits and blue science in here is going to be interesting. I quite possibly need to cliff explosive these guys, which is also a thing I haven't researched yet, but that's also not something I need to worry about until I'm actually collecting the resources that I want. So one of the things that I keep doing is switching this guy backwards and forwards between pipes and bullets. And one of the things I'm going to do now that I've got, kind of a surplus of iron, like really a surplus of iron, is double this thing, which means I need another 32 of those, which is going to cost me 30 times 550, like another 2 or 3 stacks of pipe. So let's just have him go and make 4 stacks of pipe, because I also need a lot more for these guys to be doing flamethrower stuff with. And to be doing that, yeah, these guys are already running out. Yeah. How much is left there? Really not much is left there at all. This one has got a bit longer to go. Like, some of those in the middle are pretty decent. I might put modules there because they'll be there for a while. This guy's going to be the majority of our iron, so we should, go and prepare the capability to extend that, because we're going to need it. Yeah, I think what was I doing? I was checking these guys first, because I suspected there were some... Yeah, so there's already some dead miners. And then, like, these guys... they've got enough left each. These guys haven't. That I'll throw them some efficiency modules just so that... I'm polluting generally less everywhere. I should probably do that with the coal in the base as well. But yeah, other interesting things that happened between episodes. I was connecting something here, and somewhere, we'll probably drive past it when I'm doing this rail thing again, which I may as well do, because I'm kind of already thinking about it. I guess it goes like here, sure, but not like that. Yeah, there was another expansion here, which is probably the source of some of these attacks. So I've got the defender robots. Other things I vitally need include the fluid wagon for defense. I actually need the speed module as well. I can then go and speed module the one pump track that I have so far. The toolbelt is important. The circuit network will also be good for the defensive thing for reasons. The cliff explosives I did talk about needing. The stack and soda I do want to get towards the capacity bonus, which is... that's a lot of things being damaged. And where are these guys going? Oh, they're coming from up there. Is that what's attacking this base? It looks like it might be. I think I'm fine with that. Those guys I'm also fine with. Yeah, okay, sure. I also haven't built any of the signals I will need for this either. And haven't thought about where the station is going to go. But this is kind of a bit of the planning phase. Getting everyone 2 is better than getting some of them 1 and some of them 3 because of the way it caps out. Okay, so lots of that. These guys... I mean, I'm not even sure I'm defending from that position at this point. I think what I decided would be a good idea is... do I have iron on me? I can't really build any of the rail stuff at the moment. Okay, fine. To figure out where the flamethrowers would be that would be defending this position. Let's again go with this spacing because I'm kind of fine with that. And then, because these guys want to go wall being damaged is fine. They want to go around the outside of all of this base. And I don't have robots yet, so I don't have to worry about like it throwing ghosts out. Yeah, I don't have to worry about my bots throwing all of these things out when I'm still not entirely sure where they're going. Am I going to get hit by... is that's an expansion base? Okay, I guess we quickly deal with that because it's going to be a thing. Are these... oh yeah, some of them are medium worms, fine. Yeah, stuff like that is viable for small bases. I think I'm going to need the defender robots for the large bases. But if we're planning on having this outpost about here, yeah, the immediate short-term plan is I guess move these bad gun defenses out here. And then figure out how the train station works, I guess. So sure, let's do that, having decided that that was the thing I was going to do. Yeah, because the concern with these... yeah, basically there are a variety of concerns with sort of defense and this outposts and these bases, and essentially the problem is I don't think I'm going to be able to defend sort of anything against the possibility of big biters, and also all like not at this tech level. Once I've got flamethrowers everywhere, I will be happier. but I also don't have flamethrowers everywhere yet. I'm still working on that. Flamethrowers will make me happier. There's some other technologies that will also make me happier, but the concern, there's kind of 5 different interlocking concerns with these bases and big biters. Number one, with the current stuff I have, I don't think I'll be able to defend any of this stuff once the big biters turn up, so I've got to get a bunch of things done before then. Also, I would like these bases in particular, and like hopefully these ones, but almost certainly not, because they're like more of a concern, and also these ones and possibly this one to be gone by the time big biters are turning up, because I would rather have, I'm still kind of trading evolution for attacks, in the sense that I'm giving biters more evolution by destroying all their bases in return for having getting attacked less, which I still think is like the trade I'm happy with and want to continue making even with big biters on the field. But the other concerns are, I want to push, once big biters are out, I want these pushed, but also pushing them now or before big biters will increase the likelihood of big biters arriving. Let's see if this defense is enough, because I'm also kind of right here. Yeah, that's going to need constant support. But also, this stuff only has to survive until I get those online, so sure. I think that's good enough for now. Yeah, killing these bases will make big biters arrive more quickly. I also kind of lose the possibility of pushing them once big biters are on the field. Is it toolbelt or is it fluid wagon? It's toolbelt. Getting through the useful things. Yeah, these guys can go away now. Yeah, I lose the ability to push those bases once big biters are on the field, so I need to do it before that. But also, pushing those bases at all will make it more likely that big biters arrive sooner. So that is the concern. I also still want to get this train line in so I can get decent amounts of ore back to base. And the thing is, once the train line is in, it's a lot easier to expand the mining capacity once everything is already going into a station. And it's also, I'll be happy about getting more of the long-term infrastructure in play. All of these things that are things that make me feel better about stuff. But yeah, figuring out what to do about the biters, and in particular the big biters, is still a bit of a major concern. Which is, why do I actually need to remove all of these? I think not yet. I think the most important thing I do is get enough of it defended that I'm happy putting up a couple more mining lanes, which I can then put on trains and have all that be useful. Like that can just stay, sure. How many is that? 12 is a decent number. And 13 on the other side, fine. Let's do one more can go here. That worked out reasonably well. And then I have to think about a train station, and I've got some thoughts about a train station. And that's probably here or something. I mean, those I'm all still fine with. They're there. He's out of ammo, but that's kind of okay. He's still doing all the work. 5,000 damage. He's doing a chunk of the work, but sure. He's doing a thing. I've got a lot of military science, which I quite like. But the thing I'm not sure about is, like, what do I put that military science in? Landmines I will need quite soon. Rocketry I also care about. I don't even know if I want physical damage for, because the thing is, I'm not sure it does anything for me. Like, it'll help me kill the mediums faster, but I'm already killing the mediums. It won't really help that much against the bigs, because I need to do something completely different for the bigs anyway. It'll help when I'm pushing bases, but that's kind of already not a problem, and I don't know that I want to spend 1,600 military research on that. Refined flammables is I mean, I'll probably get that later, but I'm not sure it's a thing I care about yet, because it will already, I think it's an extra 10%, is it? 20%. But I'm already doing enough damage with the flamethrower that I'm not sure that 20% is going to be that helpful. Similarly for strong explosions, I'm not sure that 25% damage on the grenades is going to help a whole lot with the things I'm using it for, because I'm already one-shotting the smalls. I'm already doing enough damage with the medium. Maybe if I get more mediums out, that'll be more of a problem. I mean, there'll be stuff to spend military research on later. Maybe the point is just to cut those. But anyway, got those done. Need to put more modules in them. Need to think about putting a train station like here. I guess I put the train station. Let's have a train station here. I do not have any of the train station infrastructure. Okay, fine. Taking a long time thinking about where things go. Let's just decide that the other part of this rail spine is going to be here. Really, there's another one? How did I not see that? Sure. And I've got signals, but I haven't signaled these yet, and I think I'm just going to build a bunch of this, partly to test whether or not this gets attacked by any passing biters, because that will have implications for exactly how much of it I need to defend later, and it's all stuff that's going there anyway. I think after toolbelt it's got to be the fluid network stuff, and yeah, fluid wagons and things like that. So if I'm having a thing that's that size and it's coming through here, I guess it's going to go there. The other thing I haven't done yet is decided which way this train network is going. I mean, I've got, I think, enough space between all of these. Like, there's enough space between these tracks to be able to put in a decent amount of, like, to be able to fit any intersections I want in and around them. Oh, really? I guess cliff explosives is a thing that's going to happen as well then. Did I already do cliff explosives? I did already do cliff explosives. Okay, that's a good time. I don't think I'm manufacturing explosives though, am I? How much of that did not use a huge amount of my rail, which I'm pretty happy about, because I'm gonna need more of it. Okay, next thing is, like, I need to pick up things that will let me... Oh, this was already going to be explosives, wasn't it? I can just set that recipe and it starts working, and I've now got explosives in that box. Can I also, you know, disconnect the base and then have something here that does my cliff explosives, and for that I also need... We can have a couple of little ugly handcrafted things around the place. Is that a thing I need to be concerned about? Not really, it's fine. And you also need grenades, so you're going to have one in. I should have actually arranged that differently. That should be like there, and then I can have one input thing for both. And you're going to be the barrels that... Where's empty barrel? Empty barrel. Yeah, you need grenades, you need explosives, and then I need to put steel and more grenades in that box, and I'm a little bit nervous about destroying power poles, and also just not having grenades on me, because they're still the best way of dealing with a lot of stuff. And what do I have? Okay, because I'm doing it with one fast inserter, so I should probably also do the stack capacity inserter bonus things, because that's another thing I said I needed. I'm also not making sulfur at the moment because that's doing that thing. Do I have a surplus here? Kind of, but not really, because I'm still doing that, and then this wants an output buffer as well. And I don't have a fast inserter. Can I make a fast inserter? Yes. That's a lot more steel than I need for my... That's a lot more steel than I need for the cliff explosives. But I did also want... Like there's... Do I have any of these guys? No, I'm just using all of the iron. Okay, fine. Because there's still a lot of rail infrastructure left that I need to continue to make. Yeah, I'm gonna need, give me all of those. Like, what do I need? I need at least 2 train stations. I'll need more than that later. I'll need another one of these. I'll need 12 of these. I'll need... Will I need chain signals? I won't actually... I may as well make a bunch of chain signals because I will need these as soon as I'm connecting up the fluid wagons, and then I need a bunch of those, and then I need more iron. So yeah, we're still in a place where collecting a lot more iron is the thing we need to be doing. A bunch more of those. I also needed storage tanks because I wanted to do more oil stuff. So let's continue to just steal the rest of the iron that the base doesn't have. And actually, because we've got such a surplus of steel, I might go back to not having inserters. To doing that again. Because, yeah, more iron is still a thing I'm going to need, and my steel is pretty good at the moment, and I was taking grenades and steel over to the cliff explosives. That's going to be enough for 100 cliff explosives, which is more than I need, especially as I've only got 34 grenades, or whatever. But I also don't have enough explosives for that, and I also don't have the pipe for that. Interesting. He's taking damage there. I'm also going to need a couple more pumps and probably a couple more tanks. Okay, I do have efficiency modules. These guys are also quite severe energy hogs and quite severe pollution hogs in comparison to anything else. I don't think I want to module any of those because it's like they're not going to be there for long enough for it to make sense, but I can like this will help the global pollution cause. And these guys in the middle, yeah, these guys are also going to be here for long enough for me to worry about not having to move them again. Okay. So I've now got more of my train infrastructure. I've got more of the steel. I did need... If I'm making more rail out of all of this stuff, don't I have a piece of light heavy armor I don't need? Yes. Okay. We're still heading towards building rail and building stations and stuff like that. And am I just going to bang all of the steel into rail? I think I am. Rail is a thing that I'm not going to be unhappy having more of. But now we actually need to figure out how these rail stations are connecting, which means it's time for this guy to go. Yeah. Deathworld is not a situation where I can afford to be overly sentimental about nice bits of art that only turned up in semi-recent patches of the game. It's nice though, yeah. How am I going to get... So I think I'm going to do... I need to decide which way those are going. But I think also, if I can like not get that wrong, like this is going to be immediately in the way of the coal. But can I turn it around fast enough that I can get it out? Yes, fine. It's going to be in the way of that bunker, which I'm going to move that anyway. I guess these are going to be here like so, and then if I have... Like if that's how big my trains are, then that's kind of the right size of station. So I'm happy with that. And then I think the plan is have a bunch of stations like this lined up across the front. I haven't talked about the unloading plan yet, but we'll do that later. Once we've got like the train infrastructure at the other end going, because as long as the train infrastructure at the other end is going, then I'm actually collecting resources. And I can also unplug the belt and have that slowly drain and deal with that later. And is this a bunker I will regret removing? Maybe. Maybe not. I think we're going to do the lazy version of how this might work to start with. Which is straight up going to mean you can go like that, you can go like that. Like there's I'm happy that there's kind of enough planning that this will turn into... I hope I don't need landfill already. That will be... I do need landfill already. Okay, fine. Circuit network was the other thing that I needed in order to be controlling how those flamethrowers are working appropriately. Okay, that's a thing we're going to be dealing with later. And yeah, I also currently don't have capacity for more than one train to be kind of pulling into the setup without like more attention to parking. Yeah. So that's going to be my iron station. Where is this the... yeah. Actually, let's call that because this means that all the train stations here, I can be more descriptive with that. This is the collection of train stations at the smelt face. I need to get coal in here as well because these things are going to take fuel, and I did not have the parts because of that, which is fine. But also I wanted more grenades, and I might just prepare to handcraft some of these things. Do you have grenades for me? Kind of. I needed more of those. I did need more locomotives. I actually need another locomotive because of reasons. Also need the fluid wagons. I have to spend more iron on and steel on the fluid wagons, which I'm kind of not overly surprised about, but also at the same time not super happy about. Oh, have I made any more efficiency modules that I should be taking to the other base? No, because I cut the plastic and I've only got 139 plastic, and that's not enough to really worry about dealing with now. Haven't signaled that at all yet, not going to yet. Kind of want to... I think I'm going to need one of those. I think my fluid wagons are going to be too long. Sure, and then I'm going to need a bunch more of those. In fact, just a pile of those. And then all of that back, because you've got enough steel, you'll be fine. Yeah. Actually, I guess the thing I could do, which would be fun, is straight up manually drive this train to the... That bunker's being attacked? Fine. Yeah, to the outpost and figure out how this is going to get plugged in. Oh yeah, and also design an intersection, which is going to be pretty straightforward at this point. Get some of these guys out of the way. Like, I don't even need to worry about both sides of this. I only need to worry about it going one way. Sure. Do we even need to worry about signaling that yet? I mean, let's at least do some of this. So you're going out that way, which means you can be signaled. Like, if I'm going to do that, then I should signal the other side as well. And I haven't actually thought about how I'm going to stitch all of that together. So for the moment, that's going to be a whatever, and I will figure out later how those things fit together. Landmine isn't supported, but I'm not in a place to do anything with it yet. Speed module, stack inserter, sure. Okay, so we got ourselves a train going, and I got to figure out how I'm going to load and return these trains, and whether I think this might... I mean, I already know I've got this train going up that far in the plan, so this might end up, this thing here might end up kind of my main north-south rail spine, which means this train station kind of wants to be off that. So if I do this here, I'm putting it in the trees. Is this enough space to... Putting it there gives me enough space, and then, you know, we can do that, sure. You actually, like, you're not going to be going anywhere until you've got priority on those things. Like so, and then goes there. How much space do I need to leave? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's enough for 5 carriages there, which means this one can go here. Which means if someone's coming at me through this forest, which this space might be, though I'm not polluting it yet, this train station is actually going to be kind of exposed, but I think that's also in the category of, yeah, sure, I still want to get... Do I have enough for 2. I still want to get all of this online to the extent that I can, and worry about... One too far. worry about defending it and worrying about how everything else plugs in at the point when I'm already connecting resources from... Can I put one here? Yeah, so now he's got 2 trains of parking and 1 for loading, which will be fine given the plan for actually loading this thing. Yeah. You know what? The sensible way to do this is... like, we're calling that station the heart because if the heart dies, so does the rest of the base. Full cargo, empty cargo. Fuel, have some more of that. Okay. Speed module's done. What was the other thing I was talking about? Stack and soda? Was stack and soda the next thing? I think it might be. We're moving through these reasonably well, I guess. And yeah, the... Actually, it wants to be over here, I guess, like so. I've already left. The plan for actually loading this thing is something I don't have enough splitters for. Is it? No, I do actually have enough splitters for it because I decided I was going to do this in a kind of odd way. Like most of the time you do a thing where you put a bunch of boxes here and then you'll have like inserters into the boxes and inserters into the trains, and this means that your miners are mining all the time and putting everything in the boxes and that kind of stuff. I'm not actually doing that. I'm going to do a thing where shall I move it back 1 tile? I don't think it matters. I think I actually instead do it just like that. But that's also too close, fine. The plan here is actually that I'm going to just load it directly on the train, and the trains themselves will be the mining buffers. That's why I have multiple trains. So he's going there. So doing something like this, other than, I do need 1 of these here, other than the fact that this buffer here is slightly longer than this buffer here, which is not something I super care about. Do we even need to do this with? No, I should probably do this with... I can probably do it with... yeah, I'm going to do it with fast and sodas. And where am I powering these things is the other question. I guess like so. Oh, I have big splitters out already. Yeah, that is going to be an interesting problem. So that whole thing about I don't think I'm prepared for when this thing happens is a thing that has in fact just happened, which is mildly terrifying. So yeah, now I've got... So the idea is... Did I pick up any more? I did not pick up any more miners. 55 is enough to be making 2 full belts. With the mining productivity that I have, I will load this train at the rate of 2 full belts. When that train is done, give me some of the fuel back. When that train is done, this train will take over. And that also means I actually really need to get these flamethrowers in place, because that's going to be the only thing that properly defends this against big biters. This is all the same train, this is all the same train. Even all of that. So, this train is kind of exposed, but sure. So I'll fill this train at the rate of 2 belts. Let's get on it. So I'm at least going back to the base if it drives away when it fills. When this train is full, it'll head immediately back. I will then build an unpacking thing here that also won't cache anything. It will just push stuff in at the rate of 2 belts. I did cut this, so that's fine. So this other belt will run out soon. And yeah, so I think I want... Hi dude, what are you doing? I think I want 3 trains at least on this particular loop. Oh, and I've got an expansion here as well. And an expansion there. And I'm making big biters. And this piece of coastline does look pretty great, and I really do want to push all of these bases, partly to secure this, partly to make sure that this area here I know won't get expansions in it because they'll have to expand in from where they still have bases. But I also have big biters online. How many big biters? Yeah, like this is... Like that's a fair number of dudes coming at me. And I've got 1 flamethrower there. Maybe I should put a 2nd flamethrower there. I've kind of got two flamethrowers there. Like that worked out fine. But that's absorbing a lot of pollution, which is a problem. This one's also absorbing. Yeah, it's just a lot of problems. I think this train is still on. No, that's just how long it takes to fill a train with 2 belts of iron. Okay, sure. In that case, let's at least attempt to grab a couple of these things while we're here. So yeah, we're doing a bunch of research, which is fine. Do I just pick all those back up on the way to the base? Because it's empty now. I think the answer to that is no, that's not something I spend any more time on than I have to. And I would rather just go back now, and then this train can turn up and start getting the next load. Because as long as I'm making 2 belts of iron here, and I'm trying to process 2 belts of iron from it here, that'll all kind of work out. So now I need to build an unloading thing, and I think I'm going to do more or less the same thing. But how is the question? Yeah, because I only want 2 belts out of this. And this can be a reasonably repeatable pattern that I can run out of materials for. Sure. Like if I do this and then I have some more coming out here, that can be... Actually, I've got a better way of doing this. If I put it... Because the thing I want to do is make sure that each of the wagons can contribute to either side of any of the belts. What's next? Is battery next? Am I working towards lasers? Oh no, wait, I only did stack and soda because I wanted the capacity bonuses, so I should do that. So if I do this and then have a splitter here, so that can be one of the belts. This can be another of the belts. I mean, I say another belts. These two are going to get merged, and this is going to give me 1 belt out. And then all of that. That's actually... That is the place that I want it to be. I think it is, yes. And that will be my train station of 2 belts worth of stuff. And I kind of need to plug that in now because I've kind of gimped the rest of this. But I've also got a variety of other things to do and need to pick up a bunch of different stuff. So, I will actually need a lot more red ammo because of... And are you waiting for red ammo and you're not... Yeah, okay, you're... That makes sense. These guys are waiting for red ammo because the red ammo needs steel, and I prioritized the steel back into the iron because I needed the iron, and then I have not plugged in the rest of that yet, so that's why all of that is slow. Power grid's kind of okay. I need another 16 of those. I still don't have any of those, and I needed the belts and the inserters and stuff like that. Let's grab all of those. Grab all of those. You're waiting on iron, of course you're waiting on iron. It's still kind of okay. 400 is probably enough to worry about converting into... Do I want efficiency modules? Did I even get speed modules yet? I did. I do want a couple of speed modules. And speed modules are also not a thing I'm going to be unhappy about having a lot of later, so we can do that. That's right, building a train station, kind of important. Gave them a lot of red ammo because actually I wanted to save some of the red ammo because I need it for defend robots. The better way to do it might be like that, because I care more about the defender robots at the moment than... I care more about the defender robots than I do about the military research, because I have already 200,000 military research. So given Bigs are on the field, projectile damage, whatever, might actually be the next big thing. I didn't get splitters. After all of that, I didn't get splitters. And I didn't get coal. I also talked about needing to plug the coal in and then didn't do that. So yeah, this is pretty normal stuff. Needing to go and do a thing, forgetting that I needed to do a thing, seeing that all my miners have run out, not picking up the things I actually needed. Give me those. And yeah, having the base run slow because I'm also low on the iron that I've got like right here sitting in this train. I just haven't connected yet. Give me that back as well. These are still going to work if I do that. So yeah, maybe I call this episode here. I don't know that watching me do... Actually, let's at least plug in the iron on the space for the satisfaction of seeing this thing work. And then we will be able to... which way around do I want it? Kind of important to connect to the power. Then we'll be able to... Yeah, having a base work and having iron unloaded from a train and having all of that stuff happening nicely is I think a decent place to leave an episode. Look, we've got ore on a train, we've got a bit of a rail network, we've got big biters, which are going to be an increasing problem. Yeah, 2 belts of ore off a train. I want to prioritize the one that comes in from the left. So I'm still using all of this stuff. This entire belt can go away and I can do that. Like, I'm not even going to bother doing that now. I've got more important stuff to do. So we're still using this to the extent that we can. And these 2 belts are getting plugged in over here. And this lane will always be full because this lane will always be full. Yeah, it's fine. Oh wait, I have not finished some of these things. That's kind of important. This all looks like it's working now. Yeah, sure. Oh wait, the other reasonably important thing, I guess, is putting one of those like there. You're waiting there. Oh yeah, because you got a chain signal. Okay, fine. Let's just quickly hack a thing together and say that another signal there won't hurt anything. Okay, so now how many of these? Yeah, 1,000 left. I can wander through there, it'll be fine. And I've also got the splitters, which is important because I was going to take some of this and run it through here as a cheap, nasty way of keeping these couple of trains fueled. Ta-da! So you're going to get fuel. I still don't have nearly enough grenades on my person. I've got walls that are taking damage. The last thing I'm going to do is speed module those pump jacks, because I should have speed modules now. There we go, speed modules. A bunch of speed modules. I would rather now have efficiency modules so that I can, you know, not have quite as much pollution on the map. Putting down a third train there for the loop would be nice. Building the rest of that power grid that I talked about would also be nice. A bunch more plastic. Ooh, you need to stop. If these things run out of oil and the flamethrowers don't get enough oil in them, then the base dies. So that's a fun thing. Yeah, bigs are going to be an issue. This is a thing with Deathworld Marathon. I've got bigs on the field, and I don't even have blue science yet. But that is the next thing to work on, though. Like the connecting this thing to this train grid, pushing these two bases, probably even pushing this base because it looks manageable. Pushing this base because it's going to be absorbing a ton of stuff, and the sooner I push that, the easier things will be. Putting flamethrowers here, train supplying oil to these flamethrowers to properly secure this little outpost instead of like the terrible little, hey, I've got some small guns. Yeah, am I going to do any of that between episodes? Probably not. I think we've again got so much to do now that we're going straight back into I've got to do the things. But yeah, this is looking a bit happier. All of those. I've got like enough iron that I might want coming through these places, and I've got a bunch of defender robots that I will have, and yeah, it's kind of okay. Yeah, we've got a train system running, and look at that, the trains are automatically returning and automatically refueling, and we've got 2 belts of iron. The transit network is online. That's a decent thing. This iron ore has 10,000 units left, but it's okay because we got the iron ore online. We've got a bit of a train system. The train system needs work. Everything needs work. Everything needs defense. Yeah, that's a pretty good spot.